Hey everybody, it's your friend Daniel Hutchins, and I'm back again, and I'm doing a Throwback Thursday video. Now, for you long-time subscribers who've been on my channel for years and years and years, you probably might remember I used to do the Throwback Thursday, where basically I talk about old stuff from the old past, basically, kind of like pop culture type entertainment stuff. Okay, so first we're going actually in this video we're going to talk about Winona Ryder, and we're going to also talk about Harry Belafonte, and we're also going to talk about some other cool shit too. So let's keep going. Let's start with Winona Ryder. Okay, Winona Ryder opens up about getting herself expelled from school. You could read on. This is from the republicworld.com. Okay, Winona Ryder recently spoke about her trouble in school. She wasn't the luckiest gal on the magazines, as claimed from 1990. Okay, sorry everybody. The actress we know from Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder, shot up in fame in the late 80s. Again, Beetlejuice. She played, the girl from Beetlejuice. Lydia is her name, Lydia. Yeah. She's become the talk of the town, but at the time, she's also faced lots of bullies in school. Ryder has also recently opened up about her experience of bullying and getting kicked out of school. You can also read on. You can also read on here when Winona Ryder revealed she had first had a real kiss with Johnny Depp. That's maybe in the future, so make a mental note of that. I'm just going to do that another time. Unless you guys really, really like me talking about her again. Okay, Winona Ryder talks about her trouble in school. Winona was making the magazine and covers back in 1990. Again, being called the luckiest gal in the world. However, this actress has felt far from lucky. Again, she's faced some major trouble in school. She was kicked out of school. She was expelled, everyone. She was expelled. It wasn't even her fault. Now, okay. Now, according to Showbiz, the cheat sheets, Ryder has spoke about how she was saying she was always targeted in school. Her peers would call her a witch and other names and throw stuff at her. Well, probably because she kind of like pulled off kind of like that gothic type look. I'm guessing, but the actress's appearance of any glossy covers did not change their behavior. Now, they would still throw things at her in some lockers and say mean things about her. So people had explained, or she's explained, how this was nothing close to being the luckiest gal. Okay, everyone. You can also read about Winona Ryder revealing Angelina Jolie never thanked her for being she bagged the girl interrupted. Again, that's something else unless you want me to talk about it in the future. Mental note. Okay. Winona Ryder was getting kicked out of school. Yeah, everybody, she got kicked out of school. Now, if you know that, good. But if you don't, this is new for you. So she spoke about an incident in particular where she wore the crew cut with a Salvation Army clothes. The school owned her androgynous style and kids got her in trouble for this. Her fashion choices did not really go well with her friends or her peers, and they've usually beaten her up in the girls' washroom, which is a fancy old term for bathroom. They also passed homophobe comments, not comics, comments. She explained how they banged up her head in the locker. She fell down and they kicked her. They drop kicked her. That's fucking intense, y'all. Now, 90s schools are freaking crazy then. But following which the actress had to get stitches. Wow. So they kind of basically had to, like, stitch her back up like Frankenstein, sort of. Because you got head kicked in the fucking head. Man, that's fucking hard, man. But what was the worst of this was despite this not being her fault. Ryder was one of the first to get kicked out of her school. And not because her bullies, it was revealed she later got back at her bully for revenge. One of these girls who'd had a part of the bullies ran into Winona years later in the coffee shops, and the girls asked her for her autograph, and she reminded herself she was the one who got kicked by a locker that day from middle school, 7th grade in Kenilworth, which is like this little dumb little town she lived. But she then asked this girl to get away from her and not bother her. Well, most girls like Winona would want to be fucking left alone. It's understandable. Girls like her just want to just have their space. Also, you can read Winona Ryder slams accusations against Johnny Depp, saying she was shocked, confused, and upset. Also, you can read Winona Ryder floored the audience with those on-screen performances. Again, mental note, guys. If you guys want me to talk about those, let me know, but I'm going to keep going. So for more internet news or latest entertainment news around the world, just visit republicworld.com. Okay, next we're going to talk about is something from our friend Smooth Radio 97108, which is a music channel, which actually we're talking about music news from recently about Harry Belafonte. Yes, Harry Belafonte. Now, Harry Belafonte, some facts about him. Calypso singer, his age, his wife, his kids, and his songs were all revealed in interviews. Okay, everybody, there's a picture below with him. And again, Harry Belafonte is one of the world's most celebrated singers in all time. His days as the king of the Calypsos and his career as an activist. Yeah, he was a social civil rights activist, everybody. You don't know that? Go back and read more about him. Then let me know. Or I can tell you. Doesn't matter. It's to you. But now into his now in his 90s now, Harry Belafonte is still very much active though, although very occasional. Although appearing from films and using his voice and singing for humanitarian and civil rights. Yeah, he's a civil rights activist, yo. And Black History Month is kind of, civil rights. That's why I want to freaking talk about Harry Belafonte. So here are some facts about how legend he was. Who was he? Okay, everybody. So Harry Belafonte is a Jamaican. Yeah, he's Jamaican. So Jamaican American singer, songwriter, activist, and an actor. He's known to be the most successful Jamaican American singer in the whole world, and in history, perhaps. He was nicknamed the King of Calypso. He popularized the Caribbean music styles around the world in 1950. He's performed many music genres, including blues, folk music, again, folk music is very cool, gospel music, musicals, and American standards, which is kind of the standard of America. He's also an actor. He's appeared in several films, including Carmen Jones in 1954, The Island of the Sun in 1957, and The Odds Against Tomorrow in 1959. How did he become an activist? You want to know how he became an activist? There's actually proof on here on smoothradio.com. You just see a photo of him. Harry Belafonte, he was there with Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, man, I'm not making this shit up. He was there with Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, Harry Belafonte was there with Martin Luther King Jr. So Belafonte had political beliefs inspired by the singers and with his activist, we know Paul Robeson, who's another famous friend, who's mentored him. And also Robeson also opposed not to racial prejudice to the United States and West colonialism in Africa. Because it roots all the way back to Africa, everybody. So Harry Belafonte was an early supporter from the civil rights movement in 1950 and 1960 with his close confidence of the love of Martin Luther King Jr. He also met Martin Luther King Jr. There is proof that he met Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, he met him, man. He met him. So he's been an advocate for various political humanitarian causes. The anti-apartheid movement and the USA for Africa. USA for Africa was very, very, very big. Now, since 1987, he was in the UNICEF Goodwill Ambassadors. He's acted as an American Civil Liberty Union celebrity ambassadors for juvenile justice issues. So he's actually helped lots of juveniles with their own issue. Now, in 2001, he traveled to South Africa to support the HIV and AIDS. In 2004, he went to Kenya in Africa, and he's highlighted his importance to educating children across the country. Belafonte's also been involved in prostate cancer since as early since 1996. He was diagnosed and he was successfully treated again. How old is Harry Belafonte? You want to know how old he is? Well, we know Harry Belafonte was born on March the 1st of 1927. He just celebrated his 94th birthday in 2021. He was born as Harold George Belafonte Jr. He was actually in Harlem, New York, and he was the son of Melvin, which is a housekeeper, and Harold George Belafonte Sr., he was a chef. His mother, again, his mother was born in Jamaica, man. Jamaica, man. Jamaica. Now, he's also the child of a Scottish white mom, and he's had a black father. His father was also born in Jamaica, and he has is the child of a black mom and a Dutch Jewish father with Sephardic origins. Now, having a Sephardic origin is really freaking neat. Also, being Dutch and Jewish and Jamaican is freaking awesome, yo. So, is Harry Belafonte married, and does he have kids? Yeah. So, Belafonte was married from 1948 to 1957. He's had two daughters, Andrian and Sherry. Again, Andrian and Sherry. Andrian is the daughter who founded the Aner Foundation experience, again, focused on humanitarian works from South Africa. South Africa is a really, really big place that needs a lot of help. So Sherry, again, is a photographer. She's a model, a singer, and actress, yo. 1957, Belafonte married his second wife, Julie Robinson. Again, she's a dancer and had two kids, David and Gina. 47 years of this marriage, Belafonte and Robinson were divorced. All right, there are some photos you see on the internet. David, again, Belafonte's only son, is a former model and is an actor, Emmy-winning and Grammy-nominated music producer. He's an executive director of the family-held company, the Belafonte Enterprise Incorporated. Yeah, he even had his own company, yo. Gina Belafonte is a TV and a film actress who's helped found up the Gathering of Justice, which is a non-profit organization working to reintroduce nonviolence, because nonviolence movement was in 1950 and 1960. Now again, in April 2008, Belafonte again married again to a photographer named Pramila Frank. Now this is another wife. Again, what are his most famous songs, everybody? Okay, so you know, Harry Belafonte started his career in music in a club. He started in a club in New York. He started working in clubs in New York. He helps pay for the acting classes also. So he actually teaches kids kind of about acting too. The first time he's performed in front of an audience was backed by Charlie Parker Band. He featured Charlie Parker, the Max Rauch, and also Miles Davis, among other people too. Perhaps his more famous songs were the Banana Boat song, which is a traditional Jamaican song. He also has scored up in the top 5 in UK with his album called The Island in the Sun. He had a Christmas album too in 1959 with a version, he said, of Mary's Boy Child. Okay, that's pretty neat. Okay, buddy, that's a little bit of some facts you'll want to know about the famous Jamaican American singer Harry Belafonte, and earlier I talked about Winona Ryder, how she's opened up her experiences later as she found out from her experiences in school. Okay, we're gonna be talking about some other cool stuff. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some other cool entertainment stuff. Pop culture, entertainment type stuff, yo. Okay, we're gonna try to go to Movie Web. Now, if you guys remember, I actually done some things from Movie Web in the past. Now, I don't go to Movie Web that much, But I know some of you long time subscribers probably remembered I did do a few things from MovieWeb. Now, you have to be the real OG subscribers to remember me talking from things from MovieWeb. Okay, so we're going to go down and see if we can find some cool stuff. All right, everybody. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So you want to know what's going on with the new Jackass movie? Yeah, the new Jackass movie is now out. Jackass Forever is a franchise highest rated film for Rotten Tomatoes. Now, normally I have some bad things about Rotten Tomatoes, but in this case, it's actually a good review from Rotten Tomatoes. Now, Jackass Forever was very impressive to most audiences and critics around the world. It's been a very high score from the Rotten Tomatoes. It actually scored high above all the three other films. Now, if you remember Jackass, they had a lot of different other films in their past. But again, if you remember them, let me know. So Jackass Forever ends up becoming the final installment of that series. The franchise was definitely going out with this bang, but for right now, the film's been certified fresh from Rotten Tomato. It actually has a good score, guys. 90%. 90% fresh on the tomato meter. The audience score is even also higher on this movie, was sitting at around a 96%. Of course, those numbers are likely fluctuating, but the bit as more as views pour in. Consensus of most have said the film so far is that Jackass Forever is a hit. Okay. The scores also make Jackass Forever the highest rated film in the series. It released back again from 2002 with this original Jackass, which only got a rotten score of 49. And the audience score was about 75. Jackass number 2, released in 2006, again has only a score of 64 and an audience of 80%. And Jackass 3 only has a 66 fresh and a 69 audience. Okay, everybody, so that's your roundup of the numbers. So I'll simply summarize this like the most, though there are spoilers that you might hear some. But the hardest to say that we laughed in a movie for years, say the critic Jeremy Johns. Johns with a Johns like Johns like not like Johns like the name John, but like Johns like like AHN. Okay, so anyway, the group is a bit more weathered after so many years of injury from trying to outdo themselves. Again, they managed to have some youthful happiness and an incredibly effective, ridiculous, infectious type of movie. Again, this is quote from bullseyes.com's Rob Dean. Again, he's a really famous reviewer. Now, suggesting this film is just gross and hilarious. The critic, they say, from the Globe and the Mail has also said, I watched a good deal of that, either covering my eyes or grit my teeth. There's some grimacing so hard. Oh my god. Hold on. I think my dad's calling me. Yeah, what's up? Can you go check some mail? Yes, I can. Okay, everybody, I'll be back. This is just a live stream, but I'll be back. I gotta check the mail for my dad. Okay, it's good. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I'm sorry, my friends. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. But yeah, I just had to check the mail for my dad. But yeah, I'm back. Okay, so we said something about Jeremy Johns, all right? The group is more a bit whether or not the injuries are out to themselves. Again, we talked about Rob Dean. Yeah, that's actually where we are. Okay. This suggests the film was gross and hilarious. Grubb and Mail said. We watch a good deal of this while also covering my eyes or gritting my teeth. We grimaced so hard my jaw snapped. I yelped in a half-mock terror, suppressing the urge to throw up or laugh maniacally. You must be laughing really fucking hard. But it shouldn't be fun to watch anybody being humiliated. Again, this is a Times person from the Times magazine, of course. The core of the Jackass group made that fun, not only by laughing at each other, but also willingly laughing at themselves. Rolling Stones person also said, you go because you want to laugh. You really double over, tears streaming off your face. You can't breathe. You do a belly laugh in their pain. You most definitely would laugh, like a lot. You would like laugh a fucking lot. This might not be the end of the Jackass franchise. Okay. So you think it's not going to be the end? Okay, Johnny Knoxville said it won't be the putting his body through a more dangerous stunt like they seen from Jackass Forever. It's just it doesn't see where his fourth movie would be. Because we don't know. We don't know if there's going to be another movie. And it certainly could be, though. We don't know. Knoxville again has mentioned how this new film's brought some flesh member off to the cast to open the door for a franchise. Continue with more Jackass movies in the centers of their shenanigans. Yeah, no, shenanigans. You with me do shenanigans. You remember? So I don't know we can do another Jackass, they said, extra. But we also have these young people again. So we got tons of ideas even if we older people don't want to, we have the young people to worry about. Probably step back and sit next to Jeff. More times than not, we curse behind the camera and we just say, can we do another one? Yeah, let's do another. Jackass Forever is now playing in the theaters. It's already raking in a lot of money, yo. So if you haven't seen Jackass yet, please see it. It's really funny. Okay, so Okay, everybody. You want to know some more stuff happening from the movie web? I'm going to go to the movie web and we're going to find some more fun stuff. Because the Jackass Forever thing is just really, really hot right now. So let's keep going. There's a lot of cool stuff we can highlight. So, alright, let's keep going. So, I gotta keep going. Okay, my friend also saw the movie Moonfall. You remember hearing about Moonfall, at least some of you would. Moonfall review. Now, Roland Emmerich has delivered a glorious, fun, silly disaster epic. So this pair of astronauts, Patrick Wilson and Harry Berry, or conspiracy nerd John Bradley, have raced to save the world from Moonfall. Now, my friend swears that this movie was very good. Yeah, I would want to see that someday too myself. So Roland Emmerich, Hollywood's king of big budget disaster movies, is back for another silly movie. Again, we're gonna die in this movie, but we don't know. But Moonfall says there's a heroic tale of disgraced astronauts. Former partners of a nerd conspiracy fears saving the world from crashing satellite. The film's loaded with awesome state-of-the-art visual effects. Cities were crumbling, really crumbling. Dramatically hapless character getting swept away by insane tidal wave. The plot doesn't make a lot of lick sense though, but the CGI carnage of pure popcorn cinema goodness. Moonfall opens again, a flashback. It flashes back all the way from 2011 of astronauts again leading a shuttle mission. They have to repair one of the satellites. Now, the operation takes a dead turn when the mysterious swarm attacks and plummeted the moon. They got knocked unconscious, and the friend has saved them both. NASA has also disputed the Harper recollection of this incident, although he's dismissed while Joe Fowler has career advancement, and Harper's home life crumbles in the aftermath of public humiliation. Okay, buddy. Decades later, wannabe NASA scientists and megastructure conspiracy buffs also make a terrifying discovery. The moon orbit was starting to decay. Oh, wow. Breaks into pieces and smashes onto Earth. He tries to warn NASA, but the brands of the look. Again, Houseman reaches to Brian Harper, saying he ignores them in a gravitational shift started causing global chaos. Unlike Pair, with Joe Fowler had to overcome their difference in a last-ditch effort to save the planet. Moonfall has hearkened to a 70s disaster classic like The Tower Inferno and also Earthquake. Although primary casts of mismatched protagonist people have handled their problems as secondary characters to fight to survive. Survival type movies. Now, Moonfall is a tedious subplot with Harper's rebellious son and his stepdad, and Fowler's exchange student or a pair flee to the safety of their children. Roland, again, who's played in Independence Day and Godzilla, he's rehashed a similar story from 2012, guys. His previous End of the Time feature, Going Back on the Well, as a bad idea from detracts to space adventures. Again, we understand we kind of need a human compassion, though. Again, all people need compassion, man. It's real, man. It's melodramatic and utterly predictable. The moon's spiral into doom is an interesting culprit, though, and never fails to deliver an ass-kicking antagonist. Again, the space sequence for Moonfall was freaking spectacular. The shuttle and Devil fly into the moon to dodge gigantic chunk of debris. Almost kind of like, things are really freaking flying down. Okay, so fearless survivors have also contended with constantly changing gravity, and they look really freaking cool. So Emmerich knows how to film the grand scale science fiction movie, while it's also saying the center of the moon isn't filled with cheese. Man, people thought for a long time the moon was made of cheese. Well, no, it's not. Moonfall is the check your brain of door knowledge, though. It's kind of like you kind of have a film where you're normally flocked to a hot summer afternoon, and then you have COVID delay, land that blockbuster in the winter. My God, man, it freaking rocked. But then it's film in the best theater possible. We see the IMAX version was not that to disappoint. And again, the buttery popcorn, sugar soda, overpriced candy, and enjoying the thrill. Moonfall was a production, again, by Central Palace Entertainment and some other third-party studios. Okay, buddy. So, let me know your thoughts about that. We're gonna try to talk about one more good, cool new thing to the channel. That's a new addition. We're trying to expand some of the ideas on the channel, guys. We're trying to expand some of our new entertainment, pop culture entertainment genres onto the channel. So it's kind of like you have superheroes and more types of heroes. Okay, everybody? So you kind of see where I'm kind of going from here. So, okay, so we're going to keep going. Yes, we're going to keep going. Yeah, we're going to keep going. Okay, buddy. You want to know what happened in the mid-season of Peacemaker? I'll tell you what happened in the mid-season of Peacemaker. Okay, this is what happened in the mid-season of Peacemaker. Now, I have to watch the new episode today, episode 7. I'm going to watch that maybe later today. But again, the mid-season mark of Peacemaker has a Whopper reveal. Now, don't get that mixed up with the sandwich, the Whopper. It just means it's a big, huge reveal. It has reframed the entire hilarious narratives. I know we directed and written by our famous friend James Gunn. It smartly established the nuances of bizarre ensembles before dropping his bombshell twist. And we know the dance intro is freaking awesome. Now we finally learn the meaning of global scopes of Project Butterfly. Again, there are more supposed baddies than meet the eye. There are some spoilers, so you've been warned. Just keep going. So, Peacemaker Promise again has recovered Christopher Smith and has back under the thumb of Amanda Waller. Is put on secret Argus team led by someone else and some other people, or some resident badasses. Again, they handle some technical issues with a new person again, handle some tactical support too. We also learn that one of the characters is a lesbian. Give me that, a lesbian. Well, if a girl is gay for another girl, that's lesbian. Okay, so that's middle news for you. Again, they take on a mission, and Amanda Waller's daughter, again, they send her secret monitor, the team, to report back to their mom. So the daughter is kind of like a spy. The daughter is really spying for Amanda Waller. Can you imagine having your little daughter spying on you for your mom? Spying for your mom on you? That'd be freaking weird. The reason that is because the substitute becomes apparent of the end of episode 4. Now, if you have not seen episode 4, go back and watch it and then let me know what your thought was. Now, Argus has set up a shop in Evergreen, which is a little area in the Midwest. And again, they pick up a bald eagle sidekick from a racist anti-government dad who trained his son to be an elite killer on the right wing. Right wing mean kind of like conservative type deal. Again, now in design, the Peacemaker helmet, the weapon, the house, the mammoth bunker, drum malls, and again, the alternate pocket dimensions. They have verbally abused the castigates of an anti-hero son. They result in a crushingly low self-esteem, everyone. The premieres from the whole new world has concluded again with Peacemaker getting attacked by his barfly hookup. You get hooked up on bars, you get on a fly, you're flying up in the bar again. Hey, I want to get hooked up! Yeah! So she then displays superhuman strength. She also screeches like a banshee. Also reminds me of another character from DC Universe, yeah? Screaming Banshee. She was actually in Actually, some of the animated project, I believe, in DC Universe. All right. So it then tosses him around like a rag doll, who's also another character, surprisingly oddly, in DC Universe. Ragdoll and Screaming Banshee. Those are some characters you probably might have underlooked, but they're real, guys. Peacemaker blows up in the Sonic helmet, and in episode 2, Best Friends Never, the friend has updated them on the existence of Project Butterfly. They don't give any details, but meanwhile, John has covered up his Peacemaker track by framing his dad of the incident or the situation or, say, the problem. And he enters the prison as a white supremacist, the infamous White Dragon. White Dragon. Yeah, wow. Now, episode 3. Okay, episode 3, Better Goff Dead. Again, that's kind of a weird name. It's kind of weird. But all these episodes have really strange names, everyone. The Argus team has attempted to assassinate a senator and his family. Peacemaker watches as his tongues drop and their mouths have slurped up green liquid. Kind of gave me a little bit of some Ghostbusters vibe there. But hey, it cannot take a sniper shot to kill the children. Again, Vigilante, who's again the psychopath wannabe best friend, also does the dirty deeds. Because dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds are done dirt cheap. Okay, so you remember my friends? So, okay. Senator Goff has also captured Peacemaker and tortures his friend Vigilante. And again, Peacemaker's able to kill Goff and again, Vigilante friend, and as stunned when their alien has looked in a butterfly emerges on the body. Wow. Episode 4, the Chaos Travel, again, was bringing the series in objective focus. Their friend has told Peacemaker his dad has been framed. He demanded to be in prison, and again, they returned to their headquarters when the judo master was a captured bodyguard has escaped. The friend has also convinced Vigilante to also infiltrate this prison to kill Peacemaker's dad. They also shoot off an escaped judo master, but again, they can talk about butterflies. Butterflies, butterflies. So Peacemaker has returned to his trailers, and again, he weeps when he remembers the murder of Rick Flag, who's kind of like a brother to him. Rick Flag was kind of like a brother to him. If you haven't seen the old Suicide Squads, please go back and rewatch them. Again, Peacemaker had the enemy imprisoned in jar, and again, they told the team it was dead, but Vigilante does not kill, and also now demands to speak to arrested detectives. Closing seconds of this, we see the friend alone, dropping their tongue in a bowl, revealing himself and the butterfly. Okay, everybody. Peacemaker has spent first 3 episodes with characters bantering. The humorous, often vulgar, back and forth, laid-back type exposition has felt some guilt and has remorse for their actions. It's not a mindless killing machine, though, but again, it's something neat. Peacemaker loudly proclaims his heroic and consumed by his doubt. A product of vile upbringings. Again, her friend placement in the Argus team, spearheading the Project Butterfly, made a lot of sense. Anyone who had an alien masquerade as a human, and Amanda Waller needs someone they can trust unequivocally, and the question has remained whether Clemson was a villain. Judo Master died before he can spill his beans, and again, the butterflies may not be the actual threats, because Peacemaker has captured Butterfly. Surely Sane has a further part to play. Okay, everyone. James Gunn, the same director of Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad, has satires the xenophobia, gun violence, and right-wing extremists. Now, the dichotomy existed between Peacemaker and their friend. Their friend looks beyond fundamentals and has seen a man's in crisis. The deep undertone of the show's crudeness and racism has also showed that Gunn doesn't get an ideological soapbox to hammer this audience to submissions. They have sex, violence, and profanity, and they use it in artistic ways to make some salient point. Now, it wouldn't surprise me though if butterflies turn out to be refugees. Again, refugees are kind of everywhere, man, because the world is slowly trying to crumble. Although, Gunn would need a great explanation for the human host. Alright? Peacemaker's second half holds a promise to continue to be great, but we love how this plot is pacing kicked the high gear in episode 4, which is really not it, yeah, man. So James Gunn has went full throttle. He went full throttle, man. Full throttle, like the old energy drink, full throttle energy. He's like, yeah. And the audience understands the character fault and their motivation, but at least in the first 3 episodes in one, killing 3 birds in 1 stone. And again, they work better on seeing co-concurrently with a series where dragging out 3-week wait of a Clemson Moon to drop their tongue. Peacemaker has premiered every Thursday on HBO, and their eighth episode will conclude on the 17th. Yeah, ain't that crazy? Okay, so if you think about it, 8 episodes in this season, everyone. 8 episodes. Isn't that crazy? 8 episodes. They're going to conclude Peacemaker on February the 17th. I'm going to probably have to mark that somewhere on my note. But hey, like I said, recently I just talked about how they closed off Boba Fett. Now they're thinking about closing off now Peacemaker. Okay, everybody. So the time check right now, I say, is, actually we were 42 minutes over. So yeah, we're good. We're good, everybody. So again, let me know your thoughts. If you want to comment in this later, leave a comment below. And I'm so very, very, very glad that Trent is not bothering me on this one. It really helped. But hey, it's good. So like I said, everybody make sure you tune in for my next videos, and I'll see you all around. Bye, everybody.